helping you solve the retirement puzzle. Welcome to The Retirement Solution with John Hicks.
Sharks. Let's talk about them. Did you read this statistic? The U.S. is the country that led the world in 2021 with 47 unprovoked shark attacks. I would have thought it would have been Australia or Africa. No.
But it was the U.S.
It was right here in the great U.S. of A.
47 shark attacks.
Okay, more than half of those happened in Florida. So the odds of suffering one of these are very low. And yet, you hear so much talk about people being so afraid of swimming in the ocean because they're going to get attacked by a shark.
I'm one of those people.
Are you
There
really?
are two things in this world that I feel like I cannot get away from. Two things.
Seriously?
Number one are snakes. Yes, number one, snakes.
Oh, no.
I don't know why. I feel like they're mythical creatures that can fly and then jump on my back and then suck my blood out immediately. And then sharks are number two. I just feel like if you're in a shark's natural habitat,
right,
you have no chance. You have no chance. You are better off to hand them one of your limbs, only one of your limbs. Just take my arm, Sharky. Just take one because I'm going to use the rest of me to swim to that beach as fast as possible.
I give it to
but
you.
Here's the problem. This is what freaks me out because after there's blood in the water, Sharky has friends. Sharky has friends. And so the next thing you know, you're a part of that feeding frenzy. 20 times has happened in Florida this past year. I'm never going to Florida again.
No,
ever.
don't
I'm never going to do it.
All right.
Sorry, DeSantis. Sorry, DeSantis. I will not be going down to your state unless you can fix this shark problem. Maybe put some masks on the sharks. Maybe they can't eat you, I guess. If they got masks on, let's mask the sharks. Let's save the masks in Florida for Sharky and his buddies. There's nothing about sharks that I think are fun or funny at all. Shark bait is what they would nickname me. Shark bait.
All right, shark
bait. It would
be
me, guaranteed. I would be the one.
Listen, shark bait. I have a relevant question for you because the whole idea of us being so afraid of a shark attack, which seems extremely rare to happen, is not unlike how a lot of us tend to overreact to things that will happen with our money. There was an article by T. Rowe Price saying we have a tendency to overestimate the probability of unlikely events such as shark attacks. And that in turn affects our behavior, a la the folks that you talk to about their retirement dollars, especially in their later years. For example, lying there afraid of running out of money. They never spend that money. These kinds of behaviors, also you see these same patterns in the folks that you work with, don't you?
Absolutely. And I think that there's an interesting correlation, too, when you think about it. The reason I hate sharks is because, like I said, when you're in their environment, I feel like I can't get away. But you can very easily avoid that situation, Heather. You know how you do it? Don't get in the water. If you do not get in their natural habitat, you cannot become shark bait. And so, but I think that people do overestimate the likelihood of one of those terrible things happening. Like, for instance, we are probably very due. As a matter of fact, we're long overdue for probably a 40 to 50% market correction. And when you kind of look at how basically time works out and timing, 11 out of the last 12 times the Fed has increased interest rates to tamper down inflation, they've caused a recession. So maybe we're going to come up to that. But here's the point. The point that I'm making that is not to be fearful of that happening or that we can control it, is that there are strategies that we can use, that we can employ, all of us, so that there is almost a 0% chance of running out of money over our lifetime. So the amazing thing is just like if you're worried about being, eaten by a shark, don't get in the water. If you're fearful about running out of money, utilize strategies that have 0 chance or super low chances to ever have the chance of running out of money. If you ask someone, Heather, I guess if you polled, I don't want to say thousands of people, poll thousands of people, those that actually have pensions, they come in every single month like clockwork. They just put money in their account or they send them a check every single month. If you poll those people and ask them, what is your fear factor about having money each month? My guess is they're not that worried. I mean, they're going to be worried about inflation and keeping up with the cost of things going up. Right. But they know that check's going to come in every month from their pension. They're not that worried about it. Right. But if we have to worry about all of that savings that we have, and is that going to provide the income, especially if there's a market downturn, especially if we have a market downturn and we have increasing inflation. Right. Yeah, that creates a big problem. So the biggest way to stay away from sharks, don't swim in Florida waters. That would be my thought.
State of Florida is online too, John. They want to talk to you.
I'm sure they are. DeSantis is on there right now. Hey, John, I thought you like what we're doing down here. Governor, I do, but you need to get these sharks under control. You put the masks on the sharks, then we're in good shape. No, but the way to avoid that fear of not having enough money or potentially running out or to not spend money in retirement is to have the right strategies. There are some of these strategies that literally exist where you can have very little market exposure at all, but you can still spend 4.5%, 6.5%, even 7.5% a year towards your income, which is pretty impressive if you think about it. So, I mean, if you have what your savings are and you could spend 6.5% to 7% a year from that amount of money, knowing you can't run out, you or a spouse, that's not so bad. So it's all based on what kind of strategies you're employing, right? If your strategy stays away from sharks, you won't be eaten by jaws. If your strategy is going to produce a good income that you cannot run out of, then great. You're good to go. You don't have to freak out about that kind of stuff, Heather.
It sounds a little bit simple, though, John, the way that you say that. Just stay out of the water, stay away from the sharks. Perhaps.
But isn't it true? I've never seen a land shark. Have you ever seen a land shark? I remember seeing some Saturday Night Live.
Aren't they called snakes?
Yes, they are. No, it's like, who is it? Land shark. Coffee gram. Valentine's surprise. It was a land shark, right? But it's almost that silly. But it is truly that easy. The KISS method, keep it simple, stupid, is really good. If you are most worried about not having enough income to live in retirement, then guess what you should do? Create an income stream. It doesn't always have to be investment related either, Heather. I mean, you could actually own an apartment building where people have to pay your rents. You could actually get a little bit of a side hustle if you wanted to do something else. Sell Beanie Babies on eBay to produce income. There are so many different things that people can do if they're worried about running out. There's just so many things that you can do to create a different income stream. What I've said on the show for years and years is we need at least 3 to 5 completely separate income streams in retirement to feel truly comfortable anyway, no matter how much money you've saved. If you get 3 to 5 completely separate income streams, more times than not, you're going to feel real good. If you know your Social Security's coming in, you know that you're going to have potentially a pension. You got the money you have from your savings. If you also have an apartment building that you rent out, or you get an Airbnb, you know, for your condo down there in Gulf Shores, because we're not going to talk about Florida right now because of the flipping sharks. But if you get your condo down there in Gulf Shores, you can rent out. And if you like to do a little part-time work, right? Maybe you don't, but if you had that, that's 5 completely separate income streams. People feel pretty good that they know they get enough income coming in that kind of situation. So think about how many income streams you got and keep it away from the sharks, and you're probably in good shape.
Have questions for John? Drop us an email at retirementsolutionradio.com.
J. Hagan Capital Inc. is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Integrity Financial Planning Inc. is licensed in your state, please call 502-690-5635. J. Hagan Capital Inc. is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through John Hicks, NPN number 2293473.